Kellert, FTE 211, 1911 Master Armorer's course. It is 31 July 2025. This is week 4, and this week we'll be doing a 5-part video. The first part is showing the firearm assembled and then disassembled. I'll clear this. There is nothing in the magazine well, and there's nothing in the chamber. I have both visually and physically inspected, so this firearm is safe. So here's the firearm assembled. I'll show the firearm disassembled, and then I will show the feed ramps unpolished as they sit once it's disassembled. I will polish the feed ramps, and then I'll show them polished. And that will involve part 1. Part 2, I'll demonstrate how to clean the firearm when it's completely disassembled, and inspecting parts, making sure that everything is in good working order. Part 3, I'll explain how I can educate customers to spot ammunition-induced malfunctions and what damage and injury may occur if those principles are not understood. Part 4, I'll give my opinion on whether a gunsmith should train the customer in proper grip and stance principles. And then finally, part 5, I'll describe why it's important to understand firearm and accessory operation prior to attaching an accessory to a firearm, and give specific examples of when this understanding would be applicable. So here it is, detail stripped. And right now, right here, you can see is the feed ramp on the barrel, right here on the frame. So we're going to polish both of those. So now I'm going to go ahead and polish these feed ramps using this this Flitz polish. I'll be applying it to both the actual feed ramps themselves and onto this felt polishing on this rotary tool, and I'll be using Q-tips to do that. The reason polishing the feed ramps is important is it assists with both feeding and chambering of ammunition. While I'm polishing, I'm going to go ahead and go over parts 3 of this assignment. Educating a customer on avoiding ammunition-induced malfunctions can help eliminate damage, even possibly death from under or overpowered or even incorrect geometry ammunition. Things like oversized chamber can be observed by swelling brass. Case head separation is overpressurized ammunition. Rim damage can show either an ejector or extractor that is damaged. Protruding primer generally means one of two things. Either it's not seated correctly to begin with, or the cartridge is overpressured. Pierced primers can be very dangerous. They show that the striker or firing pin is too long, or the protrusion is not set right with regards to the spring. Frosting occurs if we've got a rough chamber. Cracking can occur if your ammunition was not properly annealed. And stretching, which is similar to case head separation, is caused by an overpressured chamber or possibly unlocking too early. All these signs can help the shooter understand the effects on the firearm. Overpowered rounds or underpowered rounds can affect everything from timing, ejection, and can be incredibly dangerous to the shooter if not identified. And there you can see the lightly polished feed ramp and a 32 thou gap. So as far as cleaning is concerned, first I'll go over some of the products. A nylon brush, plastic dental picks. You've got your cleaning rod, jags, your cleaning pads. I have gun oil that'll be used in the end, and then a bore cleaner eliminator. All this is like a CLP. What I'll be doing is I'll be CLPing the barrel first, letting that sit and soak for a little bit, and then going over everything else. Using the nylon brush is, as far as inspection concerns, I'm going to be looking at surface areas that are bearing a lot of wear and tear. So the rails on both the slide and the frame, I'll check the tip of the firing pin to see if any mushrooming's going on there. I'll check the claw of the extractor, seeing if that's showing any signs of wear and tear. Same for the ejector. The surfaces of the sear. Once I've done that and scrubbed those off and then put a light coat of CLP, wiped them down, I'll hit the barrel again, and then I'll put a light lubrication, just a couple drops on each side of the frame rails as well as the slide rails.
This process pretty much mirrors exactly how I have cleaned firearms in the past. For part 4, as a gunsmith, should you train your customers in proper grip stance and principles? I don't feel that's necessarily the job of the gunsmith unless the gunsmith identifies that as a possible reason that a customer is experiencing firearm related issues. And for part 5, you really need to know what you're doing as far as adding accessories to any firearm. With the 1911, adding something such as an optic could start messing with the timing of the gun because of the added weight on the slide. So you might have to replace the recoil spring to accommodate the extra weight. These are all just things you should consider before modifying a firearm.
The assembled firearm, real quick, I'm going to go over the cycle of operations. Loading it with a magazine with snap caps. First part is feeding, which you can see is starting to happen already. Chambering is next, and locking, and then firing, or unlocking and then ejecting. And then cocking. And that is the cycle of operations. Also, because we just took this gun apart and put it back together, we want to go ahead and do a real quick trigger safety and grip safety check. Weapon is cocked. Doing the thumb safety. Nothing. Grip safety. Nothing. Thumb safety off. No grip safety. Nothing. Grip safety, thumb safety off. Fire.